Hey guys, Icebreaker back. Today I'm going to answer the question of what is the delay? Now, the delay is the time it takes for defenses to open fire on your troops from when they spot you. This is mostly noticeable on rocket launchers and shock launchers. But there are a few other defenses that have a small delay as well. Doom cannons and lasers do as well, but not very much. So what we're going to do is today I'm going to show you rocket launcher and shock launcher delay and how to use it and how to keep it. So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this base layout where I've got a HQ and a rocket launcher beached. I'm going to show you two videos. One where I keep the delay and one where I lose it, and I'll show you the difference in how long it takes for the rocket launcher to open fire. So the first video is of me keeping the delay. You can see I've put a smoke down, dropped a boat of warriors, flared the HQ, a couple more smokes, but importantly the rocket launcher has not seen us, it has not turned to face us, it does not know we're there. Now when the smoke expires, it will turn, it will face the warriors, it will pause for 3 seconds, and then it will fire on the 4th second. So if you watch the clock now at the top, as the smoke runs out, it turns, it pauses, and then it fires. So that's known as keeping the delay. Now what that means for your attacks is if you're a smoky player like a Zuka player or warriors, any kind of smoky player, that 3 seconds means that you can send your shocks later into your attack, which means that they will land after the smoke has expired and after the defenses have turned to face your troops. That 3 seconds is worth at least 2 full volleys of Zukas. So imagine hitting a big core with 2 million health. You've got your Zukas to the kill zone. You've kept the delay. The smoke's running out. The defenses turn. Well, you send your shocks. The defenses turn to face your troops. And 2 seconds later, the shocks lands. In that two seconds that the shocks have taken to land, your Zukas have already hit core twice. So that extra damage is extra damage on your shock time. Then you get your 10-11 seconds of shock time where they get to hit core. Can make all the difference when you're attempting the big solos, especially on cores with 2 million plus health. Using the delay is key. There's also other attacks like the Cooker Rush where losing the delay on the way is a surefire way to ruin your attack. Okay, I'll show you now on this one what happens when you lose the delay. So this time I'm going to drop the boat of warriors, I'm going to flare the HQ, and you can see that the rocket launcher has turned, it's faced the warriors. A couple of smokes, and the rocket launcher hasn't fired yet, but it has seen us, so now we have no delay. When the smoke expires, it will start firing straight away. You won't get that 3 seconds. Like that. So that's with losing the delay. By losing the delay, you lose that couple of seconds extra time when your shocks can land. So if you're a smoky player and you're on the way to core and you've peaked if one of the troops has stepped out of the smoke, or you've gapped your smoke a little bit too much or whatever, you know you got to send your shocks early because the defenses will open fire the second the smoke runs out. So now I'll show you shock launchers. Okay, so shock launchers it's approximately 2.5 seconds, and they're quite a slow firing rate defense anyway, but if you keep the delay, you've got a couple of seconds at least before they fire. So we'll drop the smoke again, flare the HQ, a couple of smokes. Now the shock launcher hasn't seen us, hasn't moved, we haven't peaked, so we've got the delay. So as you see it turn now, it'll take us a couple of seconds and then fire. But also with the shock launcher is the time it takes to get from the actual shock itself takes about a second or so to get from the shock launcher to your troops. Now, depending on how far away the shock launcher is, that time is a bit longer. It's quite a slow shot through the air. Sometimes you can stretch that delay just that half a second more sometimes, but as you can see, you know, it turns and it shoots after, I think it's 2.5 seconds is the delay on the shock launcher. So when you lose the delay like this, hasn't fired but it's seen us, you won't see a massive difference in this, but the difference is there. It will fire faster than if it hadn't seen you at all. See, that was a bit quicker than what the previous one was. So yeah, guys, that's what's known as the delay. It's the time it takes for defenses to fire from when they spot you. It's most noticeable on rocket launchers. There are others like the shock launchers. Lasers do, depending on which way they're facing, and doom cannons do, depending on which way they're facing. So when you're keeping the delay, what you need to do when you start shocking and you've kept the delay on your rocket launchers and your shock launchers and stuff, is you always shock the machine guns and flamethrowers first, and then mortars, and then shock launchers, and finally rocket launchers. If you shock in that order after you keep the delay, what you'll find is you're naturally saving that the shocks will naturally land on the rocket launchers in time before they start firing, if you've managed to keep the delay. Obviously, if you lose it, then you need to shock everything before the smoke expires, so you're sending your shocks early. Hope that's helped explain some of it, guys. If you've got any questions after that, feel free to hit us up in the comments or post up in the group. So yeah, thanks guys. Cheers.